atiefo mo bekaya eye endra ena ye mo ankasa ye President John Dramani Mahama okokoto eye among vehicles bako 40 edema Ghana Police Services womunje no mumfambo wo mo ho ban na atiefo sa vehicles ya eye President Mahama ekoto edema eye Ghana Police Service no eno ne me problem ba bebia me problem enene se eye Kavintela wa babonten aba bekasa wa babonten abepa eye President John Dramani Mahama chew say osre President John Dramani Mahama say onfo nani emfanko eye Ghana Armed Forces onfo nani emfanko ho because eye Ghana Armed Forces o ba no baby o mudi wo muti beto and at the same time equipment kura na aya intokwasi obi krosu say wo mu yisu sa equipment no e de akopata aya Ghana Armed Forces wo mu ni bi na empeprepo etuo wo mu ni tuo kura wo mu de beko kura na sebe wo mu ja wo mu nan wo mu no wo mu ni bi na ne ya wreho a Kavintela eka ho ne say o se wokọ soldier barasa aye soldier mpanyimfo no wo mu di de chain wona wo mu ni post wo Ghana Armed Forces mu no nti o se President John Dramani Mahama say ontu nani emfankosho ho enyamna mekan yenti Kavintela.
And I would like to talk to the president. Mr. President, it is very important you look at the Ghana military. The Ghana military, they are struggling. In fact, when it comes to West Africa, and this goes to the CDS or the leadership of Ghana military, Mr. President, once in a while, call the CDS, go with him to the military camps, sack all the officers and talk to the military, the lower rank people, and hear what they would tell you. And I will advise the CDS to do same. I will advise the CDS to also go to the various barracks, there's various units, call the unit personnel, let the senior officers leave, speak to them, then you will hear what they are going through in the military. There's a lot happening. The military is struggling. When it comes to weapons, when it comes to vehicles, when it comes to nyoma yadika se way military, Ghana military will fall short. Sir, vehicles are the last time I was in Ghana, I took my time to drive through the military at the Burma camp. And Mr. President, it is sad to see the accommodation of some of our military men. Say, and I would say on authority, say in Tokwesi, Ewo, Ghana, any other country. With all the experience, your military, eba akondia, yebe losing Tokwana poto, obekunya shiyekuro. The Ghana military is not potent when it comes to weapons, war vehicles. The majority of the vehicles they see Burma camp. Mr. President, maybe you have not been briefed, and I know the CDS just took power or took office. He needs to sit down and look at the issues. There's a lot of issues in the military. They are hurt. Things are not going on well. And if we always want it to look like it is always going to be obey before command, or say obey command before whatever, then we are not going to get anywhere. Sometimes we need to put the obey before the Indiano and go down and speak to them and hear what is going on. I can tell you on authority that armored vehicles are good. Ghana military, about 80% in Yejuma. Mr. President, one day, Mr. President, pay a visit to the Ghana military. And I know the CDS is struggling. He's struggling because he came to inherit a military that was not retooled for years. The Ghana military needs to be updated. When you enter a Burma camp at time, it is sad. It is sad because military for dying. Now it is like you see military quarters. A day is seen in 1932. Now Osha military for dying. Now Yabubo Kukobu Usha military for dying. Utubu say way nipa the dem. You see nipa the dem. Soldier in the dem. It is despicable. At time, the military, we need to upgrade the military a little bit. We need to retool the military. Our military is weak. And when I say it's weak, when it comes to Ghana military, they are disciplined. When it comes to they being there for the country, you know them. They go out of the country for peacekeeping. We know what they do. They are very, very solid. But when it comes to Akundia, the Ghana military is zero. They have nothing. It hurts me to be saying this now, but the Ghana military, I'm telling you, we have the men. We have a lot of people who are committed to work for us, protect Ghana. But when it comes to a new age military, the Ghana military, dear Mr. President, I beg you, you need to put a whole committee together, led by the CDS, to really look at one, accommodation, and two, the accoutrements. The Ghana military service. I've taken my time. I've driven through a Burma camp. When you go see baby a soldier for that cry, it is disheartening. Into the day I saw all these young people, the day they were recruiting people, Elwak Sports Stadium, na me drew Ghana. That day I was in Ghana, and me share young people way. A man for me na person ko soldier, and I'm actually go see Burma camp. And me share a danye gu, and I'm saying no, there's a problem. The day na in Kwarani Wu Elwak, and I was in Ghana that day. I drove past that place in the morning, and I looked at all these kids. Now me share Nkwara when you now wanting to go into the military. Me busa mo say, into Nkwara when you now form one, and he no mo koda. Where are they going to lodge? Ultimately drive it through Burma camp. Mr. President, it is despicable. Add this to your legacy. At least before you leave power, we need to have about 50,000 military housing for the military. Military for Asasi Bebri. They have lots and lots of land. Yet nimsa military for no Asasi Bebri. Let us pay attention to the military. Let us pay attention for once, Mr. President. This is something you need to do for people like us. I am begging you, Mr. President. The police too need same. We are retooling the police. We need to look at the accommodation. These are security agencies. These old. I was asking myself, Ushe Edaya ewo Burma camper. Now just be a yesisi dina pete ho. Edai tantan bi. Into Mr. President, can't we decide to say, sa indana yesi pete no, ye bebubu na yesi story buildings 20. Uti story buildings 20 tenor. How many military men can occupy? So many of them. Why have we allowed to die way? Police need that damn none about that bontene. Soldier need that damn none about that a box him. Utemo Burma camper. Soldier for the box. Abu bonk atar down. I just say a tonri ho. I just say a slap. This is not right. I want you to summon the CDS. I need you to ask them what can be done immediately to help the Ghana military accommodation. We can't always be telling people go to the military, go to the police, and their dignity is taken away from them. That is despicable. Till date, the Ghana military, why? This is the modern day military. This is the modern day policing. How come say and the Ghana military how? People come to training. They have new recruits. Now we tell our people we want to save the climate. We want to save the environment. And ever since the Ghana police and to me gas and that they need to send recruits to go into the forest. So what is that? And this go to the CDS. Yes, these are things that you need to put before the president. And these are urgent things. I know you came to inherit a lot of damage, but you need to try and also make sure these are the things the military personnel need. Good accommodation. You can take one section and say, okay, this 10 acre, this particular unit, story building 20 waha, story building bia, a 500 room. You 10 story building. What are we doing to our people? See the amount of money we have spent on unnecessary things in Ghana. Why are we doing this to ourselves? If today, you open, say, people should put in, contractors should submit. So our buying crackers of contractors, 50%, and that they are going to pay the contractors another year, the rest of the money. We will get local contractors who will be willing to build these story buildings at Burma camp for the military. And then end 2025, military for that wanted in Kukoboom. And yet, are you not ashamed as leaders of the nation? Go and see baby police for that. Police need them. How can you have peace of mind to govern, to protect a nation? Me, my worry is that today, as I tell you, Mr. S, get me pictures of Burma camp. A day soldier for the dim. Now me fancy Mr. President. Ebia, it's been a long time the president went to Burma camp. And the leaders of this country went to Burma camp. Mr. S, get me pictures of Burma camp. A day now you call World War II now with them. And then with them. Me say utumi kona soldier need dying. Insu a name a dining. Na gata nsuo nam dying. Na se gata nsuo. Na soldier need them. Na officer, ye sit down, shepe ama officer ne busuafo. Na recruit ne soldier for omo de ye adwuma no. Na officer for 10 air condition dan mu. Na omo bon kwase adwuma na egugu a kitchen dan mu. E dey nsem hono no. How can you build a nation like that? Inti soldier ni so to a obe corrupt because o hwe ni officer panyini no. Officer panyini ne ba kra ewo one officer bi ha o baba ako na ne ba no ewo dan ono nko awo dan na soldier ni owo mba miensa na ono na yire ne mother box him. Why? How can you live like that? This has to change. There should be a change. Something needs to be done. We cannot keep doing these things to ourselves every day. As someday here no near it is nice to retool the police, it is nice to give them equipment, but it is also important to take care of their accommodation. Sa edanya egu segleme, we can give all those edani ngebetu na masoja for some kodim. Segleme house ni egu. Mr. President, we can give that to soldier for move some of them there and start building story buildings. Mr. President, the military themselves, they have engineers. The military, they can construct. The military, they can build. What is the big deal? We don't even need external contractors. Segleme edani guano, let us refurbish it again. Move the military 2000 ebekwa yen form nkoguo na baby omote no yen make sure say within a year yen to mean 6 story buildings bear 5 story build bia etumi fa nipa 200 apartment 200 then ye wi na yi sankofo no aba ho na ye say another set na de omako segleme na ye say sankofo no de ye wi a na de omaba ho na ye that is how we do it. We have enough houses sitting there yen fa nya hwe ene ye tigana na ye ka brofo. Mr. President, you need to call a meeting. The military, the police, they need some better accommodation. Equipment some using military. Sometimes when we say these things, some of you get angry because you feel like we are exposing the military, we are exposing the police, we are exposing the security agencies. But if we don't talk about these things, how are people going to know what is happening? Huh? If we don't speak on these things, how are we going to know what is going on? Or they will suffer and suffer all the time. Ubeko eye Burma camp. So I say kukobuo. These are where you're dying. Where can say a new kakra, Mr. S. This one is even new. Wait, I don't think it's even an apartment too. This could be an officer's mess. Mr. S, this is even nice. Mr. S, where they say get me the real houses at Burma camp. Why are we doing this to the military? Yeah, parking kwa military yeah, parking kwa police Let us try and help the military. Let us try and help the police. Retooling is good. I said 2 things today, Mr. President. The police, the retooling is good. The accommodation is important. The military, they don't have anything. I am pleading with the CDS to go to the president and plead with the president that this is an emergency. Because if we don't do this, one day a Tihana Soja for a revolt against here. Yakasa revolt. And yes, ubikuta political power na ye obi yawo. A yawo, any pain, any nyomebi any pebi kom nema obi to be convinced obi. So it is always important to say, obedi ne kra to so obebo o my ho banya. Yes, you show that kind of that kind of love, no. We need to meet them halfway. Go to Burma camp. I want the schools, the JSS for no, they should go and take a tour at Burma camp. Now we should be a soldier for that. In fact, what I want the Ghana military to do first and then say, before we be applications, no, we make sure say you give people the opportunity to come and work at the barracks and see where the soldiers sleep. It should be part of the whole thing before people go and pick a form. Answer and for form, no. Moment for barracks, Burma camp, no measure send your soldier 40, their living conditions. When people see soldiers, their living conditions, I don't think you will see them there. I am telling you. Me say, Ghana military. Some be say, wow, person ko military. Bra, Burma camp, baby a soldier for that. And sana me say, udruwa. Me sure say, 90% of inquiry none of them will go to military. Yeah. Because you're there soldier for them. They're humming and say, and the armored cars say what Ghana military they cannot run for 10 miles. They will break down. They cannot run. When you sit inside, they know. Soldier from 24 in
Nsema Kevin Taylor editu je anso wa eno sa so to message edima kisi ejaben. Nsemben eno otutu ye edima kisi ejaben. Yenkotie nsema otutu ye edima kisi ejaben.
Akoya no ye CDS penyini. Ono no dada soldier for no oba o se mesi dan kakra bi wa ha, mesi hall wa ha. Oh, Mr. T no the contract na man ho. That guy na o ye CDS no. Opon bu enu o se den no. O sorry a construction o ye no Bema company e ono the company. Or sorry, not the company a man contractor man ho. No abesi hall, be no the diato so, no abesi way. But the main thing na ebeboa soldier for nankasa no. Upon bo new strategy was that why open so peacekeeping bra, unye training kra because why a soldier, why a kesiye, unye training crowd ye cobra. So he bought them with those things. Upon Pepra, thank you. Upon Pepra, the former CDS, honestly not to say IGP Dampare. Upon Pepra, no not to say Dampare, former CDS. So Tanga. And all the dada soldier for no. Intendo come military wa upon Pepra. Share now upon bra no sit down with you. Upon bra, all that he was doing was that now all the flashy things need dada soldier for no. But I didn't name my soldier yes soldier no. It's me Busa say the first day I entered Bema camp and I'm gonna say upon Pepra body dino baby amodano o wuyana. Upon Pepra bedi musono baby anamodano o ehuana. Why didn't he take care of your welfare baby amobedano? The CDS needs to meet all his senior officers. They need to go to the president. Segleme housing is there. We want the military to take over this construction. They need to refurbish Segleme housing, move enough military officers there a bit to occupy Segleme housing 1,500 houses. At least 1,500 military officers or more Bema camp. If we renovate Segleme house in 6 months, they can all go there and live there. Then wherever we want to earmark, you bet my unit by unit. This unit, yeba besi Abronsign 5, 10. Abronsign bi abefa a dine 60. Abronsign bi abefa dine 100. They will say at least almost Segleme hono in 1 year or 2 years no. Yedim so mbeba no na wa Abronsign efa nipa 1,005. Omo wi a na move sanko for na kosa unit nim. Na move another unit to Segleme. Na sa unit no so no ya start ebubu baby omo so tene nyina because oba a dynamo is a petty what and times. You need to break them down. Ebeko be clear to actually. Eden a soldier near defend Ghana. Neba a dabon to know that them. Police the officer penny ben a bear sadiano. I'm asking from the CDS to the last officer, Omoe and Penifono. Why in a better dem and Neba dabon to know boxing? Why in a bear sadiano? This is not discipline. This is nothing. You people are killing the military officers. You are destroying them within. We want to see something. We want to see some action. Saglemen Guano. Unit by unit. Mon starting free 1 unit. Mumu dani nyina. Mumu wo munyanko Segleme. Mun si Abronsign and the oba brochira ye si Abronsign nipa 1,000 wom. Ye to be si Abronsign bienu na fa nipa 1,000. Mun ye saade bi. Na mumu enjoy the air and the na time. What is all this nonsense? I'll come back to this topic again. I'm never going to stop until I hear the CDS speak on this housing issue, until I hear the president speak on this housing issue, until I hear the defense minister speak. Segleme is a perfect place for you to start. The military, they have civil engineers. They can build their own story building. All that they need is the funding. And see, OSP we are saying for the past year and year, we can get $50 million for them to build we can take the OSB budget every year. Now you find yes, Ejumano. You two ma Kusia be kwasiampenyi we sa sika mede dia se na. You betu the military barracks.
In some way, and or two ma kisi ejabin. One ne ya adwene ana one ne nya adwene. One ne ya adwene ma mehu adwene kire wo comment section. One ne nya adwene so ma mehu adwene kire e wo comment section. Sagana Armed Forces baby a wo beda anye 1 2 wo mu ni 2 wo mu ni akode a eye wo mu ana wo mu aye because as a Ghana Armed Forces there and say wo mu di wo mu ho ebebo politicians. What you say? Asemo. O de mamu adwen kire e wo comment section. Macrow more piao.